All right, today we're getting into something really important. We're talking about the kind of stuff they just don't teach you in school. This is the real blueprint for building a strong character, for building resilience from the inside out. So let's just dive right in.
I mean, think about it, right? You learn all about history, math, science, but what about how to actually handle life? What about the tools you need for real strength, for building character, for being resilient when things get tough? That's the missing piece of the puzzle we're going to talk about today. Nobody really pulls you aside and gives you the honest truth about the challenges you're going to face. The world, it just doesn't operate by a textbook. And to really navigate it, you need a completely different kind of wisdom.
So that's what we're here for. We're going to cut through all the noise and get to a fundamental truth. A truth about how you build a life that actually means something, a life of integrity. And it all starts from within. This quote, this really just nails it. Now, the source uses the word man, but look, this idea is for everyone. It's about a very specific kind of strength. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or puffing out your chest. It's about having this quiet, solid, unshakable core inside of you. It's calm, it's in control. So let's break down how you actually build that.
And here's where it all begins. It starts in your head, with your mindset. The source material really frames this as a choice between two very different paths. And honestly, it's a choice you make every single day. It's the fork in the road that decides where you end up. And when you look at this, the difference is it's night and day, isn't it? The victim mindset is totally passive. It complains, it blames other people, it waits around for some magical feeling of motivation to show up. It's reacting to life. But the other side, it's all action. It adapts. It takes full 100% responsibility, knowing you can't control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. It doesn't wait for motivation. It builds its own fire with discipline. So this is the moment for a real gut check. And this question is for everybody. Are your actions coming from a place of strength and ownership, or are they coming from a place of, well, victimhood? It's not about beating yourself up. It's about being brutally honest. Because if you feel stuck, this lens right here can show you exactly why. And here's the key takeaway. For a person of character, problems are a given. They're going to happen. But your relationship with them, that's a choice. A problem isn't a dead end. It's actually the raw material for your own growth. It's a test to face, a puzzle to figure out, and in the end, it's the very thing that makes you stronger.
Okay, so having a strong mindset is awesome, but it's nothing if you don't act on it. And that brings us to the second part, the engine that actually makes things happen. This is all about choosing discipline over that fleeting, unreliable feeling we call motivation.
Now, these might look almost too simple, but their power isn't in their complexity. It's in doing them over and over and over again. Waking up early, that's about winning the first battle of the day against your own comfort. It gives you that quiet time to set the tone. Working hard, that's about building your integrity, especially when nobody's watching you. And keeping your word, well, that's the absolute foundation of trust, not just with other people, but with yourself.
And that just says it all, doesn't it? Motivation often needs an audience. It needs applause. But discipline is what you do when the stands are empty. It's about doing the hard thing simply because you said you would. That, right there, is the very definition of character. Which brings us to the biggest project of your life, becoming the architect of your own self. See, this isn't something you're just born with. It's something you have to build piece by piece, decision by decision, every single day.
And the master tool for this job is self-mastery. But notice the really important distinction here. This isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's the exact opposite. It's about becoming so strong on the inside that your feelings don't control you. You are in control of them. So let's get real about what that looks like. It means you can feel anger, but you don't let it drive the car. You can feel desire, but you aren't its slave. And fear, you acknowledge it, you look it right in the face, and you move forward anyway. Now that is real power. So what do you do with all that energy? Well, here's the choice. You can waste it chasing things that disappear in a second. Cheap pleasure, cheap validation from others, cheap attention. Or you can invest that same energy into things that grow over time, into real assets, a strong, healthy body, a sharp and capable mind, and a solid future that you built with your own two hands. This is such a huge shift in how you see the world. A person of character doesn't run around chasing things or people. They focus on building. When you focus on making yourself more valuable, more capable, more solid, respect and connection become the natural result. You don't have to demand it, you earn it.
So we've talked about the right mindset, the necessary actions, and the character you're building. Now it all comes down to commitment. It's about making a real promise to yourself that you are going to live this way. Because trust me, life is going to test you. That's a guarantee. It will knock you flat on your back. The source uses this stark contrast because it highlights the defining moment, the moment that separates an immature reaction from a mature one. It's all about what you do after you get hit. Do you stay down, or do you find a way to get back on your feet? And here's the amazing part. When you have this mindset, you don't just get back up as the same person. The very process of overcoming that challenge forges you into something new. You rise stronger because of the struggle, calmer because you've weathered the storm, and more focused because you know what really matters. So let this be the promise, a simple 3-part vow you make to yourself starting right now. No more excuses to hold you back. No more laziness to steal your potential. And no more weak mindsets to poison your outlook. From here on out, it's only growth, only discipline, only moving forward. And when it's all said and done, everything we've talked about boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. The world is absolutely full of talkers, full of opinions and plans that go nowhere. What the world is starving for is people of action, people who actually do what they say they're going to do. Be one of those people. And finally, why? Why do all this? It's not for the applause. It's not for anyone else's approval. You do it for the one person you have to look at in the mirror every single morning. You live a life of character for that quiet, solid, unshakable dignity that comes from knowing you are the architect of your own life. You do it for your own self-respect.